microphone check 1 2. Night driving. Y'all come on in here and chat with me. Keep me company doing this night driving. I know I ain't the only one up. Can't be the only one up. That's gonna be a little sick. Mostly everybody's asleep right about now, which I understand. I get it. But for those who are not, y'all come chat with me. Should have put something else on there. doing a little night driving. Championships. Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, good. I figured out what it was. Yeah, it was crazy, 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 man. Yeah, she took the only one that truly, the only one that truly was standing was the market support because stayed in contact with Johnson. Oh, I stayed in contact. I had to stay in contact with him. Damn, is that air coming from that there? Oh, I got the window down. Y'all, I was wondering why it was so cold in here. I was like, man, it's getting cold in here. And I kept wondering where the air was coming from. Yeah, I kept wondering where the air was coming from. I'm like, man, I'm feeling a breeze coming through, and it's cold. It seems like it's getting colder. Come to find out, it was the. Come to find out, it's the window back there that's open. So I'm closing these curtains right here. I'm closing these curtains. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close those because it's too cold. I didn't know where that gush of air was coming from. but yeah. They were trying to move. They were trying to move fast. Yeah, they was trying to move fast. They wanted to settle, not settle, but they wanted to close the case as fast as possible. But then when I looked into the case a little bit more, I realized that they didn't have jurisdiction for what they were trying to do. So they were trying to pass off, they were trying to create support orders, send them to another state in another county, but come to find out that they didn't have exclusive jurisdiction. Exclusive jurisdiction is big. So whenever y'all get a chance, man, I would advise y'all to check your cases, because if you don't check your cases, it's easy for them to run all over you, and they will run all over you. And then what happens is they'll fix all of that stuff they'll fix all that stuff that you missed in the case. They'll try to go back and fix all that stuff on the back end. So you gotta be careful. You're not saying careful, but you gotta be mindful of what's going on. I knew something was funny with the case because they kept trying to get me to, let's go ahead and close this out. Let's go ahead and keep moving. Let's boom, boom, boom. Nah, it's better for us to go ahead and go to the, keep going, and we'll go to trial. We'll go to the final trial, because that's where you find out. It's only now if you don't bring it up and you don't say anything about it, you don't say that, hey, y'all didn't have jurisdiction, and then you show them, and you show them the fault. They're not obligated to tell you that because you represent yourself. So what you have to do is you have to go in and build your own case. You have to build your own case, and you have to be able to present it well enough so that they can see, or well enough so it can come across that this is the situation. And you have to cross-examine witnesses, all of the other type of stuff that does come with it too. So but see, another thing that I noticed was that the first thing that they did was they went straight to the money part. Straight into the money. Wasting no time. That was the only thing she was asking questions about. Trying to get but that was going to part of her getting the case signed, sealed, and delivered. And they wouldn't have had to go through everything that they had to go through. Because when the judge looked at it, he was like, hey man, y'all don't have this, or y'all don't have that. That's when I knew something was going on with it already. I just didn't know exactly. I didn't know exactly what it was. I didn't know what the terminology is. I I would have been able. It would have been enough. I would have known enough to explain it to him. But when I looked into it, I had to find the correct definition of what was going on. That was very vital. That was vital to the case. Because 9 times out of 10, you know, they're what it does is, you know, they get kickbacks. They get kickbacks from creating. They get kickbacks from creating this debt, or they may sell it as far as the security. You know, however they choose to do it, they may keep it themselves, or they can sell it off on the market as a security. Say that you're supposed to pay $850 a month. You pay $850. You got this car note, house, whatever. You're paying $850 a month, and they got you paying that for a year. So 8 times 12 is something. Damn, I done forgot what 8 times 12 is. What is 8 times 12? Like, let's see, 6, 86, 12. I said 86. That's 96. So 90, say, okay, 9,600. So you have to pay, you know, you pay 9,600 in a year, but they may sell it off as a security for, say if it's 9,600, they'll sell it off. They can sell it off real quick for, so 9,600 for half that, or not even half. Just say that they sell it off for 4,000, you know, a percentage. But you get the security, you'll make the rest of the money of 5,500 or whatever, or 54, whatever's left over. You'll get that in the end, you know, the interest and all of that. And then, you know, by that time, once they get to a security, it doubles and triples. You can do off ledger, on ledger, double bookkeeping. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that you can play with. It's a lot of things that you can do and play with the numbers. You know, play with the numbers however you want to play with them. But yeah, that's what they're. So I got a trial date coming up. So I gotta prepare and get the questions, get all of that stuff ready, because I know it's still, you know, regardless, I know it's still gonna be a lot of, it's gonna be some trickery, or, you know, not trickery, but because, you know, they're trained, lawyers and judges, they're trained to ask certain things. They use intimidation tactics and all this other type of stuff. That's what happened with me. He just kept using intimidating tactics. Like he didn't want me to put stuff on record. He kept you're gonna be in contempt of court, and you know I'm just asking questions. We're gonna put you in contempt of court because I was in there representing myself. And you know, they look at you they look at you crazy because they don't want you to I mean, you know, it took them, which I understand, it took them 7 years to learn that you're here trying to represent yourself and all this other type of stuff. So, you know, they don't take too kindly to that, but you know, you may not always be able to represent yourself like that. See what I'm saying? I mean, you may not always have the finances to represent yourself. I mean, to represent yourself in that manner unless somebody else represents you. So, you know, oh yeah, another thing is what they were trying to do is they were trying to bundle up her, whatever she had to pay for a lawyer, they wanted me to pay for the lawyer. So basically, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be asking because I noticed that they just tried to put everything off on me. Didn't think I was gonna say nothing. Didn't think I was gonna stand up. Didn't think I was gonna do anything. Thought they was just gonna get me in there and just, back me up in the corner, intimidate me, and you know what I'm saying, make me do all of this. No. Yeah, they wanted to intimidate me, put me up, back me up, and all this other type of stuff. So, but all of the stuff that they did. So what I did was, I put in a notice to sue according to the Constitution. I put in this. It's called a color of law. Just in case they try to trample over, they try to do the same thing, trample over and not let me talk and all of, and try to use all these intimidation tactics and all of that. But what it does is it brings them out of their judge. It brings them out of their they're public officials. They're not responsible, or they can't be held responsible because they work for the state. But what the color of law does, it brings them out of their capacity for them to be held liable personally, or for the state, you know what I'm saying, to be held liable for what they're doing. I felt good. This case was so crazy. The case was so crazy that okay. So they had all that stuff going on. The state disbursement unit. They're supposed to be collecting in Texas. They were supposed to be collecting there, but they had it all messed up to where they were collecting in Arkansas. So they should have never, that's how I'm gonna be able to prove that y'all sent all that because it's at the state disbursement level, and it goes to it went to another state where y'all were supposed to be collecting. So that lets me know right there that y'all put in an order that was not supposed to be. All this stuff's supposed to be checked out before, so So the only thing I'm trying to do is correct all of this stuff. They had me, I ain't even gonna lie, they had me 14. They had me like 14, 15,000 in the hole, but they didn't. You know, one of the things that the judges said when they came in there and they was talking, it was like, let them do what they're gonna do. But he had no pity. He had none. He had no pity on my situation. It was just that he was just seeing it from her. So I was just like, okay, well, I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do. I still gotta protect myself. But you know, they put me, they didn't put me like 14,000 in the hole. So I gotta, yeah. So, just like, you know, a lot of times they use that, they try to, you know, what I'm thinking that they're gonna try to use is, you know, ignorance of the law. I forgot that little saying. It's on the tip of my tongue, but they say ignorance of the law is not their fault, or you know how it goes. But then that will allow me, if they use that, that's going to allow me to turn back and use the same thing. You know, that was ignorance of the law, jurisdiction. So, you know, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I didn't. That was something that, you know, their lawyer was supposed to find out. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I don't have nothing to do with that. All I'm doing is I'm trying to, you know, get this clear. Just like Arkansas told me, what they told me, they said that this order right here, you know, this gonna be in effect. They told me not to even, they said just pay this until we find out, pay this until we find out what's going on. They went back to the original order. What can you do? That's the only thing that you can do is go back to the original order that was already set. I had to serve them all of that stuff. So now that when we do go back in court, I got something to, you know, that's gonna prop me up. Unless, because sometimes, man, these, you know, getting in there, they you know, if you show them that you don't know, they know that they can just do what they want to do. So now, I'm just hoping I showed them enough that they just don't, you get in there and they still try to take advantage of you. So I'm just hoping that everybody's gonna be singing a different tune, you know, because I served her lawyer too. I had to serve her lawyer because she was the one who's trying to put all this stuff together. So we're gonna. Now, I see why they wanted to settle that thing so fast. They wanted to hurt. Man, it's crazy. They wanted to settle that thing, and then at the end, they do all their back paperwork. It's crazy how they wanted to settle that. I was sitting back, more and more I sit back and think about that. That trips me up. That trips me out how fast they wanted to let's just settle it real quick. And I don't get nothing, but according to the UCCJ, my daughter was taken from Arkansas. He had an agreement set up. As you can see, agreement in Arkansas, but we still gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that agreement. See, the agreement was, we had an agreement already set up in place. And it shows that, it just shows that she didn't go through the proper steps. She didn't go through the proper steps to leave. So now that's what we're faced with. We had an agreement. I was sitting there thinking about it, but yeah, we had an agreement. What these things? We turn this off. Yeah, we had an agreement set up. Then all of a sudden you just leave. If we got an agreement set up and you leave, by default, that puts you in fault right there. You left. We had an agreement set up. Had that agreement set up and you left. Not only did you leave, she made it sound like I threatened her. Like she wanted to make it seem like I was threatening her life. Nah, that wasn't the case. It had nothing to do with threatening her life. It was because if you already got an agreement set up through the courts, and then the threat that I said was, man, if I don't get to see my daughter, I'm going to the courts. Which I didn't know nothing about at the time. I just knew to pull out that paperwork. Hey man, this is the agreement we had set up. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to the courts. If you don't, the next thing you know, I had her. And that happened, you know, like when she first left. I think that happened for about the year. But after that, I don't know. I don't know where they had moved to and all the other type of stuff. So I was getting her. But then it was just one point, it was just a period of time where 3 years went by. And all those times I was calling, checking on her, trying to get an address, trying to, like, hey, what's the school number? What's the number? I'm trying to, I go to the school and I mean, even if I don't pick her up, just, I can go see her. But she didn't want me to have none of that. I didn't get none of that. Oh, that was September. That went in. I didn't get none of that. I didn't get none of that information until we went to court. It's been almost 2 years ago. I didn't get none of that. I didn't know exactly. It was hearsay that she was here, she was there, and she might have been there, but it wasn't, because on the temporary order, if you look on our temporary order, it says that the school. So all the way up until then, I wasn't on any paperwork, schoolwork, or none of that. Because we had joint, and I think, because if I knew where she was, I mean, I could only go by the order. It's just not like I can just go up there and just, okay, I'm gonna take her out of school and this ain't my time to have her. No, I'm just gonna go visit her at school the way that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's joint. When you have joint custody, you can go visit them at school. You can go visit them at school on joint custody. Even if it's not your visitation, because you're not it's not that type of support order, visitation order. So I can go see her on. I can always go see her on. I can always go see her then. I can always go see her at school. It's crazy though. Yeah, it went 3 years, 3 long years, So my goal now is to hopefully I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, that's just something you don't do. satisfaction. 25% goes to taxes. Over 25. Over 27. Well, I was looking forward. See, now you gotta object. Objection. downstate. So they didn't really get into it until October. That's showing. Got those ones, but it got crazy in Arkansas. It got crazy because, and they sent me a letter talking about hold on to this support, and then next thing you know, they talking about jail time and all this other type of stuff until I got to a point to where I showed them. I'm like, look, man, this is what it is right here. Look. You know, they only go by the orders that they put out, but once she really realized what was going on, she once they really did the review, because I sent them a letter too. I sent them a notice too. I think it was coming along. I sent them a notice too to let them know, like, hey, this was going to happen. You know, I sent them a notice too. I sent it to the state disbursement, and I sent it to the Attorney General. I sent it to everybody. I thought that was part of their system. And I think that's what it was. That was the part that I think that they didn't think I was going to figure out. So by the time we got it all figured out, what was what, she just said, go ahead and pay. You know, it was a low amount. She said, just pay this. You know, pay. It was a low amount that was on the Arkansas order. She said, just pay this until, you know, just pay this part right here. You know, just minimum until we find out what's going on. But the reason I feel that she's working with me is because, I mean, I'm coming, you know, I came with the best intentions. It's hard for them to hear you at first because, and I get it, you know, you get a lot of people who say they're going to do this and that, say they're going to pay, and you know, we already looked at 14 hours. You know, as a black man in America, we already looked at as if we don't take care of our children. So, you know, for her to, you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't hearing me at first, but the more and more I kept knocking on that door, the more and more I kept presenting them with the evidence she had there. And then, you know, and I let her know, I was like, I'm not trying not to pay it, but I don't want to pay that if I'm really not obligated to that part. So I'm just going to pay, you know. But then she was like, yeah, I get what you're saying. So just pay this. So that's what I did. I started paying. Once they got all of that, you know, once they got all of it figured out, she was like, well, you know, this will really doesn't stay. So go ahead and do this, pay this. So I mean, I still paid, but we had to work out all the But yeah, she had to work out everything that was going on. Because they kept wondering why is this temporary order still here? Why is this temporary, So I had to serve with my notice too. My notice. Now, they wasn't hearing me at first until she never see that I said, See, we were supposed to go to the final trial and figure out this stuff out. He was over there just writing stuff and just helping her out. I see what he was doing now. The more and more I sit back and I think about that, the more and more I sit back and think about that joint, I'm like, man, they just want to be to just settle that thing. They can do what they wanted to do in the end, but I thank God though that I didn't just sign off some paperwork, because I did that before. I just signed off, and in the beginning, like when we were getting a divorce, she divorced me on paper, but I left way before all of that. I just didn't go through all the court stuff, but I was already gone. But what I did was I signed everything, everything that she wanted, just signed it all right there. I just signed it right there. Joint custody, me picking her up. But that was when, the agreement that we had set up is that we were in the same state. So I didn't mind just coming picking up my baby girl, and dropping her back off if I had to. That wasn't nothing. We were like about 10 or 15 minutes apart from each other. So I didn't care about that. I don't even think I had summer visitation. It was just that I was able to see her every week. So I was able to see her every week.